Apple presentations have taken on a legendary status. They are some of the most watched, most anticipated presentations on the planet. In this video, I'll share with you some techniques, some lessons that you can look to leverage that you can take back for your presentations in your office or for wherever you need to stand up in front of a group of people and deliver a speech. The first thing you can learn from an Apple presentation is the sense of purpose. There is one focus and one solitary focus with every Apple presentation, and that's to launch whatever product it is, whether it be the iPhone, the iPad, or the new iWatch. Whatever it is, there's one focus there, and that's all the presenter is charged with doing. They're there to present this new product to the world and make it interesting, make it exciting, and make people want to clamour for it, to queue up overnight or for days at a time so that they can be the first to get their hands on one of these new products. So that's their focus. Now that translates to making sure that they're only talking about the interesting, exciting elements of the product. They're not sharing the whole internal mechanics of the product. They're just sharing the features and benefits of why someone should want to get their hands on the new iPhone or the new iPad or the iWatch. So you can translate this into your business presentations by saying, okay, well, what's my core focus? What is this one thing that I want to achieve out of this presentation? When you know that, you can ensure that you focus your presentation on the right features, the right benefits of whatever it is you're talking about and presenting to the group to ensure that your material achieves that one core focus that you're aiming on. Uncluttered. You look at every Apple keynote, every Apple presentation. The stage is completely clear. Have a look. Below this video, I'll include a link to the last Apple keynote, and you can see that the stage there is completely clear. The only focus is on the presenter. They're fortunate in the sense that they can hire a big theatre and have the screen behind the presenter. But you'll notice that 90% of the attention is drawn to the person delivering the presentation. It's not at the actual product itself. It's not at the screen that's behind them. Yes, there is a supplementary information being displayed on the screen, and we'll touch on that a little bit later, but primarily the focus is on the presenter. Everything is simple, everything is clean, everything is uncluttered. Now, in your business presentations, you can do exactly the same. Remove anything that doesn't need to be there. Oftentimes, a nervous and inexperienced presenter will want to take as much supplementary material and as much help as they can get, whether it be additional laptops, whether it be additional handouts. All of that clutters up the speaking area and takes focus away from you as the presenter. When you're delivering a presentation, the focus should be purely on you and what you have to say. So do what you can to ensure that your speaking area and that everything about the presentation is clean and uncluttered. The big plus of an Apple presentation is the simple slides. There are no bullet points, there are no sentences. Often there is just a single word or a single phrase that's displayed on the screen behind the presenter. The emphasis is on an image with a supplementary phrase or word. That's it. That's all there is to their presentations. They've realized long ago, thanks to Steve Jobs, that the focus, again, was on the presenter and what the presenter's saying. The presenters these days maintain that mantra. They keep everything focused on them, so they're slides that are supporting them. And that's the emphasized word there, supporting, is just image and words or phrases to back up and to reinforce what they are saying to the audience. In your presentations, make sure that your slides are uncluttered, that they're simple, and there's no excessive information. If you have bullet point after bullet point after bullet point, you haven't put enough thought into the presentation and into the slides. Go and find some images that evoke emotion. You look at what the Apple presentations do. It's all about creating emotion, creating a desire. You can leverage that lesson too by looking at the images, looking at your slides and saying, are they interesting? Are they emotive? Are they going to support what I am saying as a presenter? If you can get an answer of yes to those questions, then you're on the right track. If not, you obviously need to keep working at the slides and make sure that they are just simple, clean, and supporting what you're saying. They shouldn't have everything on the screen of what you are going to say to the audience. If that's the case, you don't need to be there. So keep your slides simple, keep them interesting, and just boil it down to single words or single phrases. That will go a long way to helping you be remembered as an interesting and powerful presenter. The big ticket item in any Apple presentation is the language. Have a watch of the link to the keynote below and you'll see, you'll hear the language that's used. The language is designed to evoke emotion. It's keep it interesting. They'll use words such as the coolest iPhone. It's amazing. It's a beautiful piece of equipment. Now, ultimately, we're talking about a phone or a computer. These are not items that are renowned for being sexy, being cool, being things that people desire. People use them for their functional reasons, but Apple have taken that and twisted it. And they've made them sexy, they've made them cool. Now, you can do the same with your presentation by looking at the language you're using. Is the language that you are going to say to your audience language which is going to keep them interested? Because whilst it's a business presentation, it should be serious, it should be formal, but it should also be fun. It should be engaging. If it's not engaging, your audience stops listening. And when they stop listening, you cannot achieve what you want out of the presentation. So look at your language and say, is this language delivered in a way and conveying an emotion that will keep your audience interested? So have a look at the language you used. If you do that, you will be a long way down the path of being an interesting, engaging, and most importantly, powerful presenter that will be recognized as someone who can step up into leadership roles. Because if you can use that language, you can then be someone that can then motivate, inspire groups of people. And that's what one of the key functions and key roles of any leader. And that's why presentation skills are so important. So have a look at the language you're using and say, is this language going to be emotive? Is it going to be interesting? Is it going to pique the interest of everyone in your audience? The final lesson that you get from any Apple presentation, you look at that presentation, you watch it, it's smooth, it's polished, it's been practiced. They don't expect any presenter to step in front of that audience when they haven't practiced their presentation. If you're not practicing your presentation, you can't expect for you to deliver a polished and powerful presentation. So take the time to practice your presentation. You'll be rewarded for doing so. And it's a really simple activity. It doesn't take hours and hours and hours. You sometimes only have to run through once or twice the presentation just to be comfortable with it and to know that you can deliver it with a polished flow. You'll iron out so many wrinkles, so many bumps just by doing that simple act of a once, twice run through. That's all. So take the time to practice your presentation and you will be able to deliver a more polished presentation yourself. We've covered some really simple techniques here that you can look to leverage that will help you deliver a presentation of the same standard as Apple. Now, Apple is renowned. With following these tips, you too can be renowned for your presentations, and when you are renowned, you'll be recognized. When you're recognized, promotions and career advancement will surely follow. So take the time to follow these tips. It's really simple, just practice, look at your language, ensure that your slides are clear, ensure that the stage is clear, and make sure that your presentations have a sense of purpose. If you do that, you will become a polished presenter. If you'd like additional advice, you want help, or you'd like to attend one of my courses, then check out the website. There you will find more advice and access to courses, either on demand or interactive courses where I can work with you to help you improve your public speaking and presentation skills and help you become as polished and professional and maybe as one of the Apple presenters.